Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And good morning, Yusuf and Bu Siti. Thank you very much for joining us today, for taking your time to join us today to discuss Dinda Alya's undergraduate thesis titled "Effectiveness of Disability-Friendly Pedestrian Path in Kayu Tangan Corridor in Malang City." Dinda, we will give you approximately 20 minutes to present. I'll put a 20-minute timer on, and I'll signal you 10 minutes and 5 minutes left and so on, so that you can keep track of the time and adjust your presentation accordingly. The time and the floor is yours. If you'd like to begin with a short prayer to prepare yourself, you may do so.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Bu Siti, Pak Nanda, and so Pak Yusuf. Thank you very much for having the opportunity to attend my final project presentation. Creating safe, accessible pedestrian path for everyone is very crucial. There are so many challenges people with disability face their day-to-day lives, and we need to ensure that the public space are one of them. And today, I'm going to present my final project presentation, which the title is Effectiveness of Using Disability-Friendly Pedestrian Path in Corridor Kayu Tangan, Malang City. Okay. For today's presentation, this one, the list of content that will be explained later. We jump to the background. After the development of Kayu Tangan corridor area, now Kayu Tangan has become one of the most crowded commercial service area in Malang City. And with the increasing number of tourists in Kayu Tangan corridor, the Malang City government fully supported. It is because the Kayu Tangan activity in Kayu Tangan area can boost the economy Malang City after COVID-19 pandemic. And then from the previous research by Maria in 2018 state that there are several facilities in pedestrian path Kayu Tangan corridor that are ineffective enough to be accessed by the people with disabilities. And also, based on my own pre-survey, there are many community activities that occupy the pedestrian path, such as the live music by the government program, and also there are big business actors that occupy the pedestrian path by placing the chair and table to serve their customers. Those phenomena can be difficulty for users who want to cross the pedestrian path, especially for the people with disability, maybe using the wheelchair or cranes. And as the commercial area has become one of the new public places, the Kayu Tangan corridor must be able to fulfill all user rights, especially for person with disabilities, which is the person with disability obtain to equality and opportunities to participate actively in tourism activity. And next, there are goals that are research aim that we need to achieve in this research. It is to find out what factors influence the effectiveness of disability-friendly pedestrian path to support Kayu Tangan corridor, Kayu Tangan commercial corridor. And also, there's 3 objectives that need to be achieved, which is examining the factors that influence the effectiveness of disability-friendly pedestrian path and analyzing the implementation principle of disability-friendly pedestrian path based on the user perspective. And the last objective is to develop recommendations and directives to increase the effectiveness of pedestrian path. The next is chapter 2, literature review. And for the theory that I use in this research is universal design, North California, Carolina State University in 1997, which is the design of product and environment to be usable by all people to the greatest extent possible without need adaptation or the specialized design. And because this research was conducted in Indonesia, I'm using two regulation or requirement based on Indonesian regulation, which is the first is Facility Technical Planning Guideline number 2 SEM 2018 with the regulation of the Ministry of Public Works or Peraturan Menteri Pekerjaan Umum number 3 2014, and also the several indicator comes from the previous research that discuss about disability friendly pedestrian path and also the public spaces, which is Lupis, Taruwijaya, Sembor, and also Rubenstein and Manoko in 2015. This one, the synthesis indicator and variables in this research. And this one, the previous research, I only took 3 from standard in this presentation. For the first is street disabled form of criticism inclusive street market in Johar Market by Grandi and Ariel 2022, and barrier removal plan and pedestrian infrastructure equity for the people with disabilities, and also the sidewalk accessibility and pedestrian safety among the students with the physical disability or in the University of Cape Coast 2019. The next research methodology for this research, I'm using the relational approach, and also for the type of research, I'm using combination between the qualitative and quantitative method, which is the mixed method. And this one, the variable that I took on this research, there are 5 indicators and also 10 variables based on the literature studies. And for the methodology, for answering 3 objectives, I'm using 4 analysis. For the first objective, I'm using descriptive analysis. It is to find the existing characteristic or the factor in pedestrian path in Tangan corridor. And the second is objective. The second objective is using the first is validity and reliability for testing the result questionnaire before we analyze in the IPM method or importance performance analysis to know the effectiveness based on the user preference. And the last objective, I'm using the triangulation analysis to find the development directions to increase the effectiveness in the future. And this is the data analysis method that I use. For objective 1 is combined between the primary and the secondary data, which is for the primary data I got in the observation and interview. For the secondary is literature studies. And the objective 2 is fully conduct with the primary data, which is questionnaire and interview the people with disabilities. And objective 3, a result of analysis, objective 1, 2, and also the secondary data based on the theory and best practice. And this one for the sample and population. For this sample, was carried using a non-probability sampling technique with the type of probability sampling, and the expect number of respondents is 6. Next to the result and discussion. So the access condition of Kayu Tangan Corridor, which is in Jenderal Basuki Rahmat Street, is a secondary arterial road with 1 lane and also 4 lanes for vehicles, and the 2 shoulder of road that used for parking on street. On the sign that already available in several points in Kayu Tangan Corridor, and also the sidewalk in Kayu Tangan Corridor have also been well maintained with clean condition and also free by parking motorized vehicle and street vendor. And this one is made of segmentation. In this research, there's segment 1, 2. It is zone 1 in Kalitangan corridor, and zone 3 and 4. Segment 3 and 4 is in zone 2, and segment 5 and 6 in zone 3. Next is one the observation in security and safety indicators. For the sidewalk type, it's divided into 3 types of sidewalk of sizing. For the first type, it is with a total 3 meters, which can be found in segment 1, 2, and segment 1, 3, and 4. And also the second type is with the total 1.7 meters, which only can be found in segment 2. And for research, the last type, it is the widest sidewalk size in Kalitangan corridor, which is only can found in segment 5 and 6. And for the problem of the surface in pedestrian path in Kalitangan, there is a hole and damage for the pedestrian path. It is I think it is because the maintenance of drainage below the pedestrian path. And for this one, it is like a bumpy surface. It is caused by the a lot of ramp in front of the store. And then the next is indicator of equitable use, which is for the first ramp. This one is illustrations of ramp size. It can be conclude that the ramp in Kalitangan corridor is almost all the ramp is not equitable for the person with disabilities with the parameter. And also it can be seen there is a spot that no ramp for the difference is high. It's very dangerous for the people with disability who's using crane, using wheelchair also. And for the guiding block is divided into 2 types, which is from the color. For the color gray, it is in zone 1 and zone 2, which is segment 1 until segment 4. And also for the yellow one is in segment 5 and 6. And there's only one problem in here, which is the damage guiding block in segment 2. And for this one is illustration of the passing place. And for the passing place, there's a problem in here, which is the business actors occupy the area of passing place with placing their tables and chairs to serving their customers. And this one, the aesthetic indicators, which is consists of lamp and tree. For the lamps in Kalitangan corridor is divided into 2 type of lamp, which is in the street lighting for vehicle road in vehicle. And for the second one, it is for the pedestrian path lighting. It's not only used for lighting the pedestrian path, but also it be icon and like sense of aesthetic in the Kalitangan corridor. And for the 3, in the segment 1, 2, and 5, 6 is dominated with the medium to large tree. And for the zone 2, which is the segment 3 and 4, is dominated with small medium trees. And the next is companion indicator, which is the pedestrian mall and pedestrian path design. For pedestrian mall itself, in Kalitangan corridor, it is come from the area pedestrian path that have the wider area, such as in segment 6 and segment 5 and segment 6. It's usually used as the live music activity. Honestly, for the program live music, is slightly disrupt the user want to approach the pedestrian path, especially for people with disabilities. But by the interviewing with the interviewing with the stakeholder, which is government Malang City, they state that the impact of disrupting the function of pedestrian path due to live music, the economic Malang City can be said have the increased drastically. And also for the live music program, there are a lot of people with disability also participate in this program. Next is a last indicator, which is social influence. Based on based on the data that I got in interviewing this beberapa of Malang, nowadays mostly in the some development planning has how the thematic development planning needs, which is mostly mathematic, but in fact the people with disability almost never involving the monitoring and evaluating program. And this one, the result of questionnaire, this one is the distribution of person with disabilities for physical disabilities is 83.3%, and also the sensory 16.7%. And mostly who fill the questionnaire is in range age 70 to 25 years. And this one, the result, validity and reliability of the result of questionnaire, it known that the questionnaire tests are valid and real. And this was the result of IPA method. This analysis supported by the SPSS software, and the result is in diagram Cartesian with a 4 quadrant, which is concentrated, keep up the good work, low penalty and possible success. This one, the explanation in each variable, which is for concentrate here, there around is it is known that the variable are considered important by user, but the performance of this variable can be saved below. And also for the second is keep up the good work. This variable have a relative small gap compared to the expectation of interest of pedestrian users. It considered that the variable has already fulfilled the certification of pedestrian path user, and this one low priority quadrant. It shows that the pedestrian mall variable is considered to have low level performance and it is not very important for people with disability. And for this one is possible overkill, which is it's shown that these 3 factors are considered not too important and not too desirable for people with disability users. And next is the development directions. Based on the theory or policy and also the best practice. This one for the sidewall size, the widening the dimension of width in segment 2, which is smaller because the total is only 1.7 meters. And the second is surface and texture material with repairing the pedestrian path at damage point and the bumpy point. And for the ramp, is provisions around in each different height of sidewalk, make an improvement to the slope of the ramp to suit the minimum needs, which is not exceeding 8% of slope, and optimizing the ramp function for person with disability, not only for the vehicle. And for the parking place, optimizing the parking place function for person with disability, with managing the business actor that will occupy the parking place area. And for the guideline block or guideline is repairing the damaged guiding block and also repairing the guiding block in segment 1 until 4 because the color is not matched with the parameters. And for the stair, minimizing the provision of stair, if there's a stair in jembatan penyeberangan orang, maybe the government can provide the elevators or lift. And for the land, optimize the location of light because in segment 2 and segment 6, there is still resource of minimal lighting because not much pedestrian lighting in there. And for the tree, professional light and vegetation in segment 3 and 4, and also adding brushes also for enhance the aesthetic. And the trees carry out the periodic maintenance overhanging vegetation or trees. And also for the pedestrian mall, optimizing the use of pedestrian mall, same like a passing place without disturbing the pedestrian path users, such which is the people with disabilities. Pedestrian path design with distance with optimizing the functions, pedestrian resting area, and also the social influence with the involvement of people with disability into all development steps. For the conclusion and recommendation, for the conclusion in this study, there are several variables in the corridor that do not meet the variables parameter disability friendly pedestrian path with several factors supported by result of observations and the questionnaire user perceptions, especially with people with disability using IPM method, and also found that there are several variables also do not meet the expectation of pedestrian path user regarding disability friendly pedestrian path. And also based on the result previous method, development direction were formed using regulation analysis, which function to increase the effectiveness of using disability friendly pedestrian path. And for the research recommendation, there's two recommendations for the virtue for the government of city. It can be input by the form of evaluating the effectiveness performance disability friendly pedestrian path pencairan corridor accordance with the priority variable preference of people with disability as a consideration in developing or providing the better pedestrian path in the future. And for the second is future research. The method and result of the research can be used as the reference or appliance or the areas that have conditions appropriate to those areas. And also it hopes that it will be able to analyze more deeply in the hope can provide benefit and make pedestrian paths are disability friendly. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dinda. Right on the dot, actually. So great time management. I'd like to invite our first examiner, Bu Siti, to provide input and comments. Monggo, Bu Siti.
Morning. For a purpose that to know the effectiveness of disability pedestrian path, it is because the Kayu Tangan corridor has become the new public places in Malang City. It's very fresh because the development it is finished in 2023, and also the main of the attractive things in Kayu Tangan corridor is about the pedestrian path, their pedestrian path, and also I want to like assessing the pedestrian path using the effectiveness with the IPM method and observation.
Yeah, you have a time.
Oh, effectiveness is, wait a minute. The effectiveness, the use of cycle effectiveness has a correlation with the result in target, the objective 1 and 2. There's also the results show how the effectiveness of the corridor pathways are two variables solved on the IPM method, and it can be seen to the Cartesian diagram where several variables that need to be improving by assessing the effectiveness of pedestrian path.
Yeah.
Then citizen is the good one. The finding that variables do not match the parameters that I already took in for the sidewalk type and surface texture. There are type of sidewalk types that not with the parameter because the limit of parameter of pedestrian path with disability friendly is 2 meters and it's only 1.5 meters. So there are several damage in body. And for the round is
For some yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So. And
Passing place.
Yeah.
Question. Oh yeah. Okay. For parking place itself, it is used for if there's two people with disabilities who's using a wheelchair in the same area like this one. They are it if they are from the different yeah. They need to be waiting in here like hold for a second like gantian masuknya. Yeah.
I think what Musidi meant is that in your in your list of operational definitions, you need to provide you need to some of your variables have been clearly defined, but others still need to be clarified in detail. So for example, when you talk about passing space or passing place, in your operational description, you need to describe that a passing place refers to ample space for PWDs of persons with disabilities on wheelchairs or persons on wheelchairs uh, to pass in different directions without having to wait to take turns, that sort of thing. It wasn't a very good description from my side, but you get the idea.
Yeah. So.
For the variables that I took, it is based on the previous research that already examining the pedestrian disability friendly pedestrian path, and also for the requirement, the the regulation in Indonesia is there is a specialized design for disability friendly in the regulations.
Yeah. So what I and yeah.
I would like to add some point about the lamp. I think for the lamp, it is used for the people with disability who has the low vision, because low vision is one of the part of people with disabilities.
Yeah, that is what we need to say.
Yes. Okay.
So. Then how we can relate to that?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And yeah.
Okay. I think it is because di Kalitangan one of the new public places in Malang City, and also there is no research that discuss about the pedestrian disability friendly pedestrian path in Kayu Tangan before after the reconstructions of the area.
Oh, because
Yes. And also Kayu Tangan corridor area maybe right now become the um, tourist places, like something like that. Yeah, that's why I choose the Kayu Tangan instead of the another places.
yeah, actually, the
Yes.
so, and for the other, the but I didn't consider we are confident that we can find the like maybe like think holiday between so we are going to so I'm not welcome to talk about the people. Okay. Talk to your when you like to they don't really time normal. What is
I think the other aspect for adding the safety indicators is the sign for people who want to crossing the road, which is the zebra cross with, like in Surabaya, the traffic light has the sound for the people with disability, I think, for crossing the road. And also maybe I can add for the bollard. There are a lot of bollard actually in Kayu Tangan corridor to make more safety pedestrian sidewalk.
yeah.
Not yet, ma'am. Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes, because from the result, the IPS method, uh, the- well, it says that the um, variables that need to be improved, the performance is in the stairs and ramp, because the ramp is not inadequate enough, right? And also for the stair itself, the people with disability cannot use those variables to cross the uh, pedestrian bridge, like jembatan penyeberangan orang. And for the like pedestrian mall itself, the people with disabilities think that pedestrian mall is not really important for is not really important for the effectiveness of disability friendly pedestrian path. And also the possible overkill, there are tree and pedestrian distance and social influence that may be not really important to for the people with disabilities. And this one, this variable, it is variables that already met with the satisfaction of people with disabilities, which is the table size, length, surface texture and materials, passing place, and also the guiding block. With those those variables is based on my observation is low minimum with the damage or problems like that.
Yeah, so when you said that,
For the RAM is not in good performance, ma'am, because it is this one is this one is uh this one is a stairs, and also this is a ramp. This one is a lamp.
yeah.
Quadrant 2 is keep up the good work.
Yeah.
This one, and consequently, yeah, this one for the keep up with the good work. Yes.
And can you relate the finding whether the sugar sector
Okay. For the yes, based on the result for the keep up the good work and the lamp as well sidewalk size and the textures and also the passing place and third block. The only passing place who people do not realize that there's a problem like the business actors occupying the area based on my observation.
Yeah. So actually, I don't feel that. And you mentioned that one
Sorry, no?
Because
Yeah. Like, yeah, larger sidewalk.
and also the one space, like.
Yes.
Where the yeah, I mean,
I think why is the pedestrian mall is in the low priority because I think the people do not really know about the parameters and the respondent, I mean, the respondent don't really know the definitions and also the actually what is pedestrian mall itself. That's why the most of the respondent choose the pedestrian mall in low priority because think the pedestrian mall was in low priority quadrants like that.
yeah, actually, maybe they,
Yeah.
but you know, I think.
Yes.
So, how it is fun, because yeah, maybe, it could be something to do, while, foreigner. So maybe we have a. Yeah, maybe one way. There will be or more flexible maybe, or how we because yeah, people and don't read that much with the that may be one or that is okay. Could be okay, well, it could be or well, if actually they have
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, for the maybe I took the sidewall sizes for the in segment 2 that I already mentioned that they have a small sizing which is not adequate with the parameters, and the development direction is with widening the dimension of width of sidewalks and pedestrian path, which is in segment 2. To reach a minimum of 2 meters is included along with the space of for street furnitures like that, and maybe for the surface texture and material with repairing the pedestrian path damage point, and also in segment 1 and 2, segment 1 and 5, and also the acknowledging the surface of the bumpy caused by the lot of ramp for vehicle in front of store in segment 2. Yeah, that.
So my is when you improve the how we
Okay.
this is the way to explain and then fill the gap between hygiene and the thinking in your community.
Yes, inshallah.
Okay, Amanda.
Perfect, thank you very much. Just to reiterate, there was a big emphasis on the operational definitions. They need to reflect more on how they're associated with people with disabilities and their needs, their requirements. Another thing is that your result, I think what Musidi meant earlier was that you should not take your result at face value. So the results of your survey, you should take them with a grain of salt, in the sense that you can reflect or relate them to your previous results, especially those in objective one. As you mentioned, there are broken pathways, there are perhaps even misplaced bollards, and so you need to reflect on that again. Why did people say that this is effective? Why did they say that it's good? When I found that it's you need to communicate your results with your findings, so that way ultimately you can come up with a much more effective guidelines and directions. Perfect. I'd like to invite Yusuf to provide his input, feedback, and perhaps deliver some questions relating to the material presented. Monggo Pak Yusuf.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Prananda. Dinda, can you hear my voice?
Yes. Yes, Pak. It's clear.
Yeah, okay. It's good for you that you come up closer. Yeah, first of all, I'd like to appreciate you that you've done a great result of research, yeah, for your tugas akhir, yeah, for your thesis. You've done a good direction, yeah, make a very implementative direction. Yeah, what I will do is maybe just clarify one or some things that's bothering me, and then above that, yeah, maybe some things that you can do, yeah, to make your direction, yeah, in your research could be more sharp, yeah, and operative, yeah. First of all, yeah, I read in your research background, that you've done a preliminary survey, yeah.
Yes.
Could you explain in brief what is the essential result of your preliminary survey?
About my pre-survey, sir?
Yeah, pre-survey. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, I can yeah, make emphasis on your research urgency.
Okay, research urgency. For my pre-survey, preliminary survey, I only recognize that the problem is in the live music that occupy the pedestrian size, and also the business actors occupy the area also. And the urgency, it is because the Kayu Tangan has already been reconstructions, but the government not how do I say, government maintaining the those things as well as the should been done, like the parameters based on the requirements. And
Okay.
also the urgency is, yeah, because those places being the new tourism area in Malang cities, and also the government is fully supported because it can boost the Malang city economy, Malang city economy after COVID-19. And yeah, yeah, and because those problem, we need to ensure that the pedestrian access is must be enjoyed by the everyone without exceptions, like that.
Yeah. Okay, good. What I want to clarify, are there any incidents over there involving people with disabilities? Like, for example, the incidents of blind people getting hit by motorcycle, or by any activities from the stores, grocery stores or cafes, or anything that hurting them, yeah, or any other cases such that maybe? Are there any?
Okay, I will try to answer it. I think as long as I know the Kayu Tangan after the reconstruction, there's no the people with disability have accidents in causing by the occupying public activities. But maybe that I know is like the live music is interact the people to come to Kayu Tangan, right? And the huge of a lot of people really
They enjoy the music.
enjoy, and then the menutupi satu ruas jalur seperti itu, Pak.
Flocking, yeah, blocking
Yeah.
the pedestrian. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like to find maybe some cases that make your research is quite urgent, and yeah, you've mentioned that it is more to the activity of people, right? But not with the cases of some disability, yeah, incidents or whatsoever. The second one, maybe there are opportunities that you can raise urgency, maybe from the point of view of government programs, for example. Yeah, I understand that the improvement, yeah, or the revitalization of this area is also the government's program. But maybe you can revisit these maybe relevant documents in order to get the impression that the Kayu Tangan corridor should be made inclusive, yeah, especially for disability people, yeah, so that maybe from that point of view you can raise urgency from both from what you've been surveying and also from the point of view of regulation. Maybe you'll find a gap, yeah, that maybe the regulations state this Kayu Tangan corridor needs to be inclusive, but whatsoever, yeah, the length of the tactile tiles are not so continuous, yeah, so that this could be an indication of not so complete program from the point of view of government. Yeah, I hope you understand what my logic.
Yes.
Can you? Okay.
Thank you so much, Pak Yusuf.
And then yeah, anyway, this has the relationship with the result of your research. Yeah, maybe in the part of discussion or maybe conclusion. For whom does this research is aimed for, according to you, from your point of view?
Oh, uh,
Ditujukan buat siapa kira-kira research ini?
for the recommendation,
Mhm.
because I provide directive, development directive, the stakeholder that maybe can managing the variable, I think it's for the government itself. So
The government itself.
yeah, because only the government can managing the problem and some damaging the facility of pedestrian path in Kaitangan maybe.
Yeah. Okay, that's logic. However, I want to suggest you another point of view. So here's the thing, that whoever the people, normal people or disability people, yeah, when they pass or walking, yeah, in the pedestrian of this corridor, they will interact with any activity on the surrounding. For example, like what I've seen, maybe some stores, maybe some cafe. Yeah, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm pointing is, maybe you can also actually, consider, the characteristic of any activities, or land uses, on the surrounding of this area. So why I am pointing on this, so for example, maybe if people with disabilities passing through, there are possibilities that they might not getting hindrance or obstacles, from the activity on the surrounding. But however, maybe, I hope you experience this, that some stores like Alfamart, or Indomart, they do unloading and loading some some of their products, products that they sell, and this involve maybe the penetration, of their trucks, onto the stores, or maybe some activity of their personal, to load and or unloading the things that they sell. So in my point of view, this will make a hindrance or obstacles, from the point of view of user, any user, maybe normal people or people with this. Did you find this kind of hindrance or obstacles exist in your area?
The obstacles in while I'm doing research, or the obstacle
In terms of people activities?
Oh, the obstacle is
While you're doing your research, you've done observation, right?
Maybe what Pak Yusuf meant was along the corridor. You mentioned that there are several several businesses. And he gave an example of convenience store chains like Indomaret, Alfamart, and a lot of the times those convenience stores load and unload their goods on trucks, right? And sometimes when they do that, the truck can obstruct the sidewalk. Did you find anything similar to that or something like that along your corridor?
As long as I doing the observations, I do not met that phenomenon, but the things that the activity that obstacles the along pedestrian path is only in live music, sir, because a lot of people like surrounding the live music and obstacles the pedestrian path. For the like stores loading and unloading their goods, I didn't yet met the those phenomenon, sir, I think.
Okay, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, yeah. I hope yeah, you can follow up, yeah, that, yeah, maybe doing I don't know, a short visit, yeah, and yeah, while maybe strolling, yeah, having fun with your friend, yeah, in Kayutangan district, and maybe finding out this kind of possibilities, so that hopefully, yeah, in the general characteristic of your area or your gambaran umum, yeah, you can also maybe make a map, yeah, of the characteristic of activities, yeah, along your corridor, yeah. Hopefully, yeah, it's not about the people flocking because of the live music, yeah, but maybe the possibilities from yeah, the interaction between pedestrian and also the activities or businesses, yeah, and other land uses, yeah. So that's this can be also I don't know, can enrich, yeah, or sharp the results of your direction, yeah, development direction, sorry. Okay, next what I want to clarify, yeah, is about how is your development direction could have the relationship with maybe parking and public transport integration? Are there any development direction that have relationship on those two?
Okay, for the parking for vehicle itself, it's already well maintained with the government, with providing the shoulder roads, two shoulders in each pedestrian path, which is in this picture. Can you see, sir? This one, like there is a area that government provide for vehicle, like for car or motorized vehicles. Sir. There is no like motor vehicle park in the sidewalk size itself, like that. It's already well.
So it is an off-street parking type or on-street parking type?
Yeah, on street, and also this one is This one is park that inside of the pedestrian path like this. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any specific development directions regarding on these two issues?
For the parking itself, not yet, sir.
Okay, yes, so maybe I think that's also an issue, yeah, that's hopefully yeah, the issue on disability is that we want them, yeah, to get to move easily without hindrance, yeah, smoothly without any any barriers, yeah, or obstacles, yeah, so that this will count as an easiness for them, ya, menjadi sesuatu yang memudahkan, ya, so that maybe you can also take a look, ya, on how is the characteristic on parking and the integration from what do you call it here, the integration of ramp, yeah, with public transport shelter, yeah, for example, so that these two will be a part also, yeah, from the exposure, yeah, of your development direction. Yeah, maybe you can integrate these issues, yeah, on one of your variables, yeah. And then okay, the next one is about the reason, yeah, or the protocol, yeah, in choosing respondents. What I like to clarify, are there some criteria from respondents that they've been maybe at least once, they've been in the Kayu Tangan area after the revitalization program, maybe? Are there some, is there a criteria for your respondent?
Yeah, for the criteria of the respondent is the respondent must have the experience across the pedestrian path after the reconstructions itself, which is actually for the zone 1 and zone 2, it's already done, already finished redevelopment in 2021, and for the zone 2, it's finished in 2023, early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you have done a protocol for doing an IPA analysis. Yeah, but Dinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Apart from that, did you make an open question from them regarding actually what they feel or what kind of experience they felt when they've been there?
As long as I do the observation, I only ask the respondent seputar the variables only, not asking the how they feel when across the pedestrian path, sir.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe you can also mention that, yeah, maybe in your scope of study, yeah, that's this kind of, yeah, maybe a qualitative approach are not taken into account into your research design. But yeah, however, it should give a broader point of view, yeah, but anyhow, I think it's good for you to mention that on your scoping, yeah, so that's the reader will be aware that your research design is only focusing only on your variables. And maybe the last one, Mbak Dinda, you've made a good or great content, writing, on the part of general characteristic, gambaran umum, what I'm pointing is you've managed to get a metric, ukuran-ukuran, a metric on RAMs, and any other metrics like the tactical tiles, and so on, however, these kind of essential information are missing, in the process on construction, in constructing development directions. For example, like you suggest a more friendly RAM, and so on. I am expecting that the metrics that you've mentioned in the general characteristic could also reappear, on your table, so that you can also suggest more realistic suggestion. For example, I know the height of ramp, the height of leveling, the height of the pedestrian is quite high, but not so high, but in order to do that, maybe you can make a more realistic approach, on what you suggest, maybe more applicable, or more reliable metrics, ukuran-ukuran yang lebih masuk akal, because you've mentioned that the size or the size or the width, lebar dari pedestrian, the width of pedestrian is vary, there are some that is less than 1 meters, and there are some with maybe approximately 5 meters, so in order to do that, maybe pointing out a range, for example, from one segment to the other segment would be very much useful as a direction. What do you think about that?
Okay. Okay, maybe for the development directive, I will like provide the adequate like RAM or another variables, adequate metric sizing in the development letter, sir.
Okay, that would be great. I think that's all from me, Mbak Dinda and Pak Prananda.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much for your input, Yusuf. Allow me to reiterate. Dinda should also consider the characteristics of any activities or land uses there. I mean, she's already pointed out some businesses occupy this the footpath space, but perhaps she can also add in more detail and perhaps even do a follow-up survey to identify the other phenomenon. Also consider the integration of the development directions to parking and other vehicular requirements, because parking can also be a potential hindrance. And that she also needed to mention in the scope of her study that she did not include qualitative accounts in the data collection instruments. And also finally to reintroduce the illustrations used in the earlier sections to when she was describing the area to provide a more realistic or more applicable development direction. Perfect. So once again, thank you very much. I'd like to extend my my sincere thanks to the reviewers for reviewing Dinda's work. And can Dinda please kindly step out of the room for a few minutes, and because we need to deliberate on your final results.
Okay, Pak.
I just pause the recording. Kayaknya pause recording atau stop recording ya, kayaknya pause recording. Oh, sorry, but anyways, so we finished deliberating, and after some consideration, I mean, there are some points for revision that that needs to be done right away, because I don't think we have that much time left, considering the faculty and institutional UPCM dates. So I don't think you have more than a week and a half to complete the revisions. But according to the notes that you've taken, and if you can read the atmosphere in the room, the feedback, do you think you can accommodate and complete the revisions in due time?
Insyaallah.
Inshallah, you will put forth your very best efforts and all your strength and passion to the project, to revising the project. Is that it? To complete it within within the time allocated. Well, okay. Considering the points of the feedback and your performance today, the reviewers and I decide that you have graduated conditionally. So it's not an unconditional graduation, it's more of a conditional graduation because you still need to revise the work. So up to this point, yeah, you've graduated. So congratulations on achieving or completing this significant milestone in your academic journey. I hope that got rid of some of the butterflies in your stomach that you had finished earlier this morning. So yeah, congratulations once again, and you can acknowledge, thank the reviewers, and close your presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pak Yusuf as my examiner, and Pak Prananda for guiding me while I'm doing my research. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations, Dinda.
You can leave the virtual meeting room. And thank you very much, Pak Yusuf. Safe flight back. I'm gonna end this meeting in 3, 2, 1.